Hey, this is Mike. I'll be here at Conway Ford, Conway, South Carolina, and man, my mind is being blown by this 2015 F-150 King Ranch, and there is just amazing the step up here on this truck. But anyways, this one's in black, and you have to excuse my giddiness. Just super excited about this truck and all the different things, and I just can't wait to show you. But just basically looking at it, it is a metallic black, and it has 20-inch wheels. They are chrome, and there's no plastic lining. They are actually metal. And this truck has the illuminated approach features to where when at nighttime you can walk up to this truck and you push the unlock button or you remote start it, which it does have remote start, and you do that, and there's lights all the way around the truck that really illuminate your approach, so your truck will completely stand out in the parking lot with all the lights around it, or in a dark place or whatever, so you can kind of see if there's anybody around your truck, or it's kind of a safety feature there to get to your truck safely. And it just looks awesome too. So I'd love to show you that at nighttime. Hopefully we'll be able to do that soon. But anyways, here in the front we have the quad LED headlights with the fog lights there. You can see we got a lot of chrome here. The bumper, the tow hooks, and the grille are all chrome. And I forgot to show you here in the front, here's one of the cameras. There's a camera. You've heard of backup rear view cameras, so there is a front camera, and I'll show you that when we get inside. That's one of the cool features. Also, it has a camera under here, under the side mirrors, and there's one in the back. Also, this has you see these LEDs here. It has like a spotlight feature on the side mirrors that you can turn on and off. Pretty cool system there. Alright, so the key is, let me get the key out to show you. I want to show you this is a proximity key. There's the actual key. Has a bunch of buttons, and remote start is one of those features. I already have the truck running, but it does have the remote start. You can unlock it and lock it with a key, but you can also just leave the key in your pocket, walk up, and put your hand on the handle, and everything will unlock. To relock it, you can just touch right there. You can touch with, you just touch it. You don't have to push it. It's not a button. It's a touch sensor. To unlock it, just put your hand right there. It senses the key in a close proximity of the truck. It also senses your hand there. So not anybody can just walk up and touch the handle and unlock. So the proximity key system is a really convenient way to enter the vehicle and get in there, drive around, exit the vehicle, relock it without actually taking the key out of your pocket. So really cool feature that Ford's got with that. Now this is a kind of like a chocolate brown interior, but we'll get into all that in a minute. Let's check out the inside of the passenger door. You can see it has some wood grain there, trim accented. You got some stitching, and the color is awesome. I mean, I really like brown interiors. It just has a really classy look, especially in a King Ranch. So you got your bottle holder there and a bunch of storage pockets. Good place to put your phone right here is what it looks like. Actually, let me go ahead and try that, because I have a little bit bigger phone than the average person. So let's just see what it looks like in there. Yeah, it fits right in there perfect. That's good. It fits in there. You can put it on it sideways. You can have it hanging out, but it fits in there fine. That's pretty cool. So you get in, you got a place to put your phone, you got a place to put your papers, or your mail or whatever, your water bottle, you just put it there. Okay, so let's check out the passenger side in more detail. We've got the King Ranch badge across the threshold, which is pretty sweet. You have adjustments here for the power seat, and you do have lumbar support there, and you can really find that sweet spot on the lumbar, because you've got in and out, up and down adjustments. And you're not even gonna believe this, but these seats, they are leather, perforated, heated and cooled seats, but they also massage you, okay? So right now, I have it set on a massage setting right now, and I don't know if you can see, it does the back right here, your lower back, as well as your bottom. I don't know if you can see it raising up and down there, but man, does it feel good. It's a really comfortable push, like push and release, not a vibrating you know, massage. It's a real push and release type massage, and it is amazing. So not only do you have a heated and cooled seat, but you also have a seat that's going to massage your back. Like, that's just too awesome. Okay, so you got some place in there to put some stuff as well. You also have a quick access place to put some pins or whatever right in here in this area, and it has a little lip to keep things from falling out. Glove compartment is here. You've got a normal glove compartment down here, plus you have this compartment in the top. Compartmentalized glove compartment, I guess you could say. Alright, you have a handle to get in and out of it. Alright, so let's continue on back here. It's beeping at me, letting me know I have the keys not in there. There is some more storage space here in the back. You can see that the rear doors are just as classy and nice as the front doors. And you got tons of room in the back seat. Tons and tons of room. And the back seats are just as quality looking. You've got the stitching there, the perforations, and these are actually heated seats back here as well. You also have this armrest that folds down. This pops out. You have some cup holders. You also have some cup holders there for the rear passengers and the front passengers. I guess they could share those. And back here, which is very interesting to me, is not only you have vents for the climate control, you have a power supply. There's your heated seat buttons, and they have 2 settings. But this right here, it's a 110 volt Edison plug, just like you'd find in your house. And let me put it up here. There we go. Okay, so you notice it looks like a plug in your house. Now, most of the time, when you get this in a vehicle, it's only like 150 watts, which is pretty good for like a laptop or some slow drain device. But this one is 400 watts of power, and that is very, very significant. I mean, you can power a TV. I mean, you can power a pretty good amount of stuff with 400 watts on an outlet like this. You know, possibly a power drill or something like that. I mean, it's really significant the amount of wattage this plug has. So that was really surprising when I saw that Ford put those in their trucks there. But so that's a really plus that I haven't seen in any other vehicle so far. Also, just want to mention, this does have the inflatable seat belts here in the back. So this part right here, and go ahead and show you. See, it says inflatable seat belt, and I always forget to mention these because they kind of blend in. It just looks like a normal seat belt, but when in the event of an accident, and this is only for the rear passengers, in the event of an accident, these seat belts will inflate out and be big and puffy to where they don't dig into your chest. They would be more like a big pillow, more like than just a rigid strap. So the inflatable seat belts for the rear passengers are a huge improvement on the safety of just vehicles in general. So these seats do fold down, and then this is where you'll find like your tools and stuff. And also there's a subwoofer back there for your Sony sound system. And also you can lift these seats up, and this is where your power inverter is for that 400 watt Edison plug. But these all lift up, and you've got some storage space there. Plus you got this whole area that you can use for interior cargo space. So it's like pretty good size back here. And also Ford, let's see here, this one is a good example. This one has the rubber mats. Now you don't, if you wanted to have the rubber mats all around the vehicle, if your vehicle doesn't have it, I would definitely highly recommend it. This one looks like it already has the rubber mats. They're just still in the plastic and haven't been installed yet. But pretty cool features in this truck. I mean, and it's not the end. No, nowhere near the end. This one does have the FX4 off-road package and has some cool features there. I'll show you when we get on the inside. So here's the back of the truck. Looks like a regular old normal back of the truck, right? So let's just say you got something in your hand, you want to go over there and put it in the back of the truck, a 2x4 or whatever. Well, you take your key out and you see this button right here, you double tap that, and the truck's like, yeah, come on, bring it on. It opens up the tailgate for you. So isn't that awesome? And it slowly lowers down. It's not like it drops and everything like that. I think that is just so cool. Also, the back of the tailgate, you have this step right here. So you can actually get in. I'm trying to do this one-handed. Okay, so I pulled everything out. So now we've got this step to get in the back of the truck. You step here, you got a handle, and you just lift yourself right on up. Isn't that awesome? So you can easily get in and out of the bed of this truck. And even more easily lowering the tailgate. So let me go ahead and put it back in. Pretty simple there. It's hard to do one-handed, but there we go. All right. That plugs in there, and it's completely out of the way. You can't even hardly notice it, that whole step system. Now, the tailgate will not lift up by itself, so you actually do have to lift it up, but it is assisted. So it's not very heavy because it has that assistance. That system that's keeping it from dropping is also helping you lift it up. But you also notice this one has the spray and bed liner. It has some tow hooks here on the side, and then you got the places there. Plus you got lights back here, cargo light. Pretty much all the bells and whistles you can imagine in a truck. Not to mention the backup camera here. Plus this is one of your lights, your illuminated lights that illuminate the whole back of the vehicle. Back in here on the ground, when you're approaching the vehicle, when you hit one of the buttons on the key fob. And then you got that King Ranch logo there. You got backup parking sensors. These little round circles are sensors. Here's your towing package with the 4- and 7-way plugs. Here's a keyhole for your, you would use a key to access your spare tire so nobody can steal it. And also it has a little indicator. It does have the blind spot radar system here. So I'll show you that when we get inside. There's the ability to you know, it shows you the indicators. I'll show you. So here is a capless design system that the F-150 has. Don't even have to worry about a cap. You just put the nozzle in there, pump the gas, pull it out, done. The cap is kind of like an inconvenience to me because you have to take the cap off, find a place for it, then you have to make sure you put it back on, and if you don't click it a certain amount of times, your check engine light might come on. So this is a way of just easily accessing putting fuel in the vehicle without too much fuss. I mean, it's pretty basic and simple. Alrighty, just kind of give you another vantage point from the back. These seats do stay up. They latch themselves in place when you lift them up. Use that to lower them. So that way, if you do want to use that cargo space, you don't have to worry about the seats falling down. They are secure in the upright position. So here is there's the blind spot, one of the blind spot indicators there. that will let you know if there's somebody in your blind spot. Plus, this has the cross traffic alert system, where if you're backing out of a parking spot and there's a vehicle coming in from either direction, it'll alert you too. So that's a pretty cool feature. You do have the ability to set up a code to enter the truck, but you already have the ability to just walk up and touch the handle and unlocks. Okay, so the inside of the driver's door is just like the other side, except for it has a little bit more buttons. You got your door lock buttons there. This 1, 2, 3 is for your presets for your power seat, which is still massaging, by the way, on the driver and passenger. You have your power windows, you have the side mirror adjustments, and you have the ability to fold in both side mirrors. They power fold, power adjust, heated side mirrors. You can unfold them with that button as well. All right, so let's take a look under the hood. There you have it, 5.0 liter V8. It's not covered up too much in plastic. You can actually see the engine. Anybody that knows anything about Fords knows that the 5.0 is one of their best engines ever made. You open the hood, you just reach your hand in and lift that up. You reach in a little bit to the right of center and lift this up. Alright, now it's time to look on the inside, which is even more fun. Alright, so here we are on the inside, and let's start over here. There's a few things I want to point out. This is your headlight controls. They are automatic when you put it on the little A there. So basically you can have it off, your parking lights, your headlights, or the automatic section selection to where it'll automatically turn on and off. Your fog light controls are here. Your cargo light is here, and that's the one that's at the top of the rear of the top of the cab there, and it'll illuminate down into the bed. So that's that button there. These buttons on the right are for the illumination for your dash. You can adjust the dimmer. It's basically the dimmer switch as far as dimming the interior lights. Up here, these are the spotlights, and I wish it was at nighttime to show you. This will shine really bright LED lights on the left or the right side mirror, and it will illuminate, you know, basically like a spotlight in a way. So that's a really cool feature, to where if you want to look down somewhere, besides your headlights go in the front, these go directly out the side of the truck. Really cool feature. So right here we've got your adjustable pedals. So you like say your brake pedal and the accelerator pedal are both adjustable with this button. So once you get your seat and your steering wheel all set up, you can always adjust your pedals to the right distance. Alright, on the side of the steering column here, you can see that it has this little switch, and this is for your tilt and your telescoping steering column. Powered, by the way, as you can see that. So lots of cool features there. So I'm going to go ahead and shut the door. You can see how quiet it is. Now that electric motor noise you see here, that's actually the seat massager. So it's not a, if you could hear it, there's a little bit of electric noise. That's the seat massaging my back as I speak. So really cool, and I'm not about to turn it off right now. Okay, so here is the steering wheel. It is a brown, which matches the rest of the vehicle. It is pretty soft to the touch. It's not super soft, but it is soft. And gives you that, it gives to your hand, to where if you're driving for long periods of time, you're gripping the steering wheel, it eases the fatigue on your hand, you know. I don't know if you've had that experience where your hand just kind of aches from squeezing the steering wheel at long trips or whatever. This one is soft, you don't have to worry about that. You do have the bolsters here in the steering wheel. It is a leather wrapped, hand stitched steering wheel. And you'll notice there's tons of buttons on it. So let's go ahead and go through it. These buttons on the right are your volume control for your radio. So you can turn the volume up and down on the radio. You can change through the tracks, so the CD tracks, the stations, that kind of stuff here. And then M stands for mode. So basically pushing that will cycle through AM, FM, satellite radio, Bluetooth, you know, all the different ways that you can play music. That's the mode. So down here, speaking of Bluetooth, this is the ability, once you pair your cell phone, or once you pair your smartphone that has Bluetooth feature to the system, you can receive calls, hang up on calls, and make calls with these buttons here. Now this is also a complete voice recognition button, to where you can actually push this and tell the truck to tune to a certain station, go to a specific address in the navigation, call a certain person. There's lots and lots of features on the voice recognition system that really is a good safety feature, because you can literally keep your eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, while you're changing stations and calling people and receiving calls. It's really awesome. Alright, so on the left side of the steering wheel, we've got your cruise control buttons here. And this one has a feature that is, I refer to it as an adaptive cruise control. So once you set your cruise control to a certain speed, it senses in front of you if there's a vehicle in front of you driving. So let's say you set your driving speed at 70 miles an hour on the highway. Well, let's say somebody in front of you is going 68. Well, you're going to eventually get to close to them, and because you're going slightly faster. So what this system does will automatically adjust your distance from them and match your speed to their speed. As long as you're behind them, it keeps you from getting too close to them. Now that distance between you and the vehicle in front of you can be adjusted here, further away or closer. And depending on your speed, it will only go so close, because of course, you know, there's a minimum safe driving distance from other cars. But this gives you the ability to adjust that distance. And really, really cool feature. If you've ever experienced that on the highway, where you have cruise control set and you have to constantly turn it off, or constantly you know, make your adjustments here to match your speed, and then you're constantly changing it. This is completely 100% automatic. You don't even have to think about it, and it's just really easy going, stress-free driving when you have the this cruise control system. Very advanced, new feature in new vehicles. Really glad to see it in the 2015 F-150 King Ranch. Alright, so you got some more buttons up here, and these correspond with, you can see the gauges here, that big screen there in the center. Now you have your RPMs on the left, big speedometer there on the right, very clear, easy to read. Then you have a bunch of small gauges up there. You have your oil pressure, coolant temperature, the gas gauge, which is completely almost out of gas, which is amazing. It seems like a trend here at Conway Ford, but it does alert you there with a nice orange glow. And there to the right of that is your transmission temperature, and you can tell because it has a little gear there. So that's how you can tell the transmission temperature versus the engine coolant temperature. But what I was getting at is the center screen there, and you'll notice it has a bunch of tabs there at the top. So I'm going to just push to the left with these buttons here. I'm going to go all the way to the very beginning tab. You can see the tabs across the top. So this is where the My View tab. This is where you can put different things there. Okay, right now it has the Trip 1, fuel economy, off-road status, and then you can of course go in there and configure it. So to the right of that, you have the trip and fuel. So you have trips, say 1 and 2, and let's go into 1 so you can see what it looks like. It gives you your time, gallons used, gallons average fuel economy, and your distance. So it's not just a regular trip where it measures your distance. It gives you a lot more information than that. Alrighty, so let's go back out of that. And then of course you can go into the fuel economy, and you can get average fuel economy, real-time fuel economy, fuel history, and then you also find your compass in there. Alright, so let's go over here to truck info. This gives you, letting you know that your tire pressure is fine. Now you can always go into there by hitting OK. Oops, sorry. You can go in there and you can see the actual tire pressure in each tire. I can go down, I can see a digital speedometer, which is pretty handy. I can go down and see engine information, oil life, engine hours, stuff like that, and then your key status, basically. How many keys are paired with the vehicle. Towing, if you're towing a trailer, you can get more information there. Off-road, this is pretty cool. So this shows you where your power is going, whether it's back, front, all four tires. Also your articulation, basically, or your leaning of your truck. So if it's leaning forward, you're going downhill, it's leaning forward, it's going to give you that angle. When you're leaning up to the right or left, it's going to give you that angle there to the right. And when I push down, this gives me the power distribution, like where the power is going. Front wheels are more in the front or more in the back. So that way I can kind of know, how I sit in mud or whatever I happen to be in and what I'm actually doing. Then you got a whole bunch of settings here. Your auto high beam, you can turn that off. Blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, you can turn, all this is on now, but you can turn all that stuff off. Rear parking aid, which is your parking sensors back there. And then a collision warning, you can actually go into that. So let's do that now. And you can adjust the sensitivity. So basically when you're driving along and the vehicle senses in front of you that you're getting close to something and you're gonna hit it, it's going to really let you know. So like, I mean, worst case scenario, you fall asleep and you keep going forward and it looks like you're gonna hit something, bam, it does whatever it can to make as much warnings to you, whether it be audible or whatever, to let you know that, hey, you need to pay attention here. So really cool. The collision warning system is another really cool safety feature. All right, and also you'll notice right here, right above where there's the odometer, there's your gears, what gear you're in. It says northwest. That's the direction the vehicle's facing. But right there, it looks like a little road, and you see some lines there. That is your lane departure warning indicator, letting you know it's turned on. You can turn it on and off with that button there. But when you put that, when you're driving, it watches the lines on the road if they're clearly marked. And if you start swerving off the road, it's going to alert you. So not only will it alert you whether you swerve off the road, but also if, has the collision warning alert, it has all kinds of different safety features this truck has. I can go on and on. But anyways, that's the main idea behind the screen here. It has those tabs at the top. You can go in and individually things, and it's all the stuff that you don't necessarily have to have in front of you. It's just there in case you need it. Alright, there's the push button start. In case you don't use the remote start, you get in the vehicle and you just put your foot on the brake and push the remote start and it starts up. Four-wheel drive controls are here, and you can see it right now. It's in two-wheel drive high. You can put it down to four-wheel drive automatic to where it'll cycle into four-wheel drive if it needs to, or you can go to four-wheel drive high or four-wheel drive low. So up here we've got a bunch more buttons. This is a downhill descent button. This is for off-road use only. So this uses the anti-lock brake system to slowly descend you down a hill, an off-road situation hill, without actually you pushing the brakes. So pretty cool feature there, and also keeps you from slipping too much as well. Traction control button, you can turn that off if you get stuck and you need to spin tires. You can turn that off there, and your four-way flashers are there. Now this is awesome. That is a 360 view, and you can see it has a symbol of a camera. So I'm going to push that button just to show you what pops up. And you have a complete view all the way around the truck. You have, and this is behind the vehicle, the sides, and in the front. And on the side here, it shows you, this is in front of the vehicle, okay? So you see that blue car there? That's right there. You see that? Okay, so that gives you, and it also gives you an indicator right there which camera is in use. So that's the camera it's using now. So you can tell if, you know, if it's pointing forward or back. When I put it in reverse, it's going to show the back of the truck, what's behind the truck, but you still have that 360 view on the right. I'm going to put it back in park. So let me push the 360 view again. So I'm going to push it one more time. Then it's going to give me a blow up of what's in front of me. Just more of a blow up. It disregards the other screen. Push it again, gives me a wraparound view. You can see here it's like a wraparound view of the front, like all the way from the sides to the front, all the way around. So if I need to go around an obstacle or something, I can get really close and know that I'm not going to hit something because I can actually see it. That is cool. And then you can push it again, and there it goes back to that. Now I want to put them back in reverse to show you something here in the backup camera system. This button right here, it's a little magnifying glass. I can push that, and it zooms in directly to where the trailer hitch is. So you can get a really good view of the trailer hitch as you're backing up. And it's a dream come true when you're backing up to a trailer when you have this type of system. Alright, so I'm going to put it back in park. So now the screen. Okay, the main features of the screen are the corners. So your phone is here. There's no phone. Okay, I'm going to get out of that, get out of that. This is, once you pair your phone, you'll have your phone book will show up here, your call history, messaging, you can do some messaging, even pictures of who's calling you. You can make calls with that screen there, all kinds of cool stuff with your Bluetooth phone once you have it paired. And that's that corner, the top left. The top right is the navigation. Right now the navigation has not been installed, but once it is, you'll access the navigation, the screen, your destinations, all that cool stuff there on that corner. Entertainment, this is your AM, FM, satellite radio, auxiliary inputs, any way of all the different ways of playing music through the sound system. That's what this corner is about. And then your climate control is this corner here, which you have a whole bunch of different stuff to adjust, as far as, like, say, your heated steering wheel, heated and cooled seats, your climate control, all that good stuff. Now, you can always go back to home with the home button there. Now, more cool stuff ahead. See these gears? Push that. This goes into some settings, okay? So, like, say, let's go into the vehicle settings. And multi-contour seats, click that. You can see that I have the massage. You can adjust it. So it's turning off the massage on the passenger. Let's go to driver. You can adjust it, fine-tune the adjustments on the seat right where you want them, or you can turn on the massage mode, which I have now. Yeah, it's awesome because you can see all these different places where it pushes in and releases, and it's constantly massaging your back as you're driving. I mean, how could you go wrong with that? All right. Also, let's see, let's go back at that. I already showed you that. Ambient light, there it is. Ambient light, you can choose the color you want. The interior ambient lights, you can choose what you want. Green, blue, red, any color you want. You can also change the, let's see here, the hues. Like, say, you can change it lighter or darker red. And it's something I can't really demonstrate to you during the day, but it's a really awesome feature. Your ambient light. You can really wow your friends with that. Also, you can change it up. You change it to green one day, you have it blue another day, red another day, and it feels, you know, makes you kind of feel like you're, you get a little bit of spice in your life. Your sound, you can adjust your sound here, your bass, your treble, mid-range, all that good stuff. Your clock settings. So it goes in. There's a lot of features here, but what I'm trying to get at is that there's a lot of cool features. So, anyways, let's go back here to the home screen so you can see that's kind of the default screen. So down here, you got your volume control, tune through the stations. You got presets down here for your radio. Media would be your USB port, auxiliary, Bluetooth, SD card, that kind of stuff. And then you can change to the tracks in your CD player, which is right here. And then you can eject the CD there. Now here's some more buttons for your climate control, and the climate control has, of course, the screen buttons, but also quick access buttons down here for your heated and cooled seats. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the AC seats on my side right now. And so you can heat, cool your seats, you can change the fan speed, your temperature for both sides, whether you're driver or passenger there. You can also turn on dual mode, which will make, so basically without dual mode on, it's basically all the same. But once you turn on dual mode, then you can fine tune it the way you want it. And then here's where you want the air to blow, and then your defrosters, recirculate the air, all that good stuff. Alright, so under here is where you'll find your USB port and your line in, which is your auxiliary input, and also your SD card input. This is all different ways of playing music through the sound system, and also upgrading your navigation through the SD port. Power supply there, big pocket for putting stuff. You also have your cup holders, which is pretty convenient. Now, let me get my cell phone out and just kind of see where the best places. I guess I can put it there. I could probably put it in there, I guess. Here's a good spot right there. That's a perfect spot, actually. I can lean it up like that or like that. I guess you could put pins in there, but it seems like that's the absolute best place for the cell phone in this truck. Alright, let me mention also here's another 400 watt max AC Edison plug, as well as a 12 volt supply there. Alright, the shifter. Alright, so I showed you the backup camera, and that's putting in reverse. And so basically you can put it in reverse, you can put it down to neutral, then drive, and then you got a manual mode, which it'll show here on the screen, M, that's your manual mode. So once you're in manual mode, you can change to the gears here if you want to, and it only goes so far. So like say you can only go, it'll show, let's see here, see if I can zoom in. So manual 2, manual 1, you can only go so far out of the gear ratio before it just kind of won't let you do it. But you do have the ability to have some control over the gear ratio as you're driving. So that's a pretty cool feature there, especially when you're downshifting, which you could just go ahead and do the 2 into 1 like so if you need to downshift down a hill or something. Alright, these two buttons here, this is for your parking sensors. You can turn those off or on there, and then this is your lane departure warning system. You can turn that on and off here. Real easy to get to. Center console has the stitching, the leather design there. Awesome, really awesome. And all their stitching is all around the vehicle, so I don't know if you noticed that, but this lifts up and this has this big storage space. You have this little tray that you can remove, but just to let you know, put that on so you can see a little bit better. You are definitely going to be cluttering, like this is going to get cluttered. So just to let you know to be careful how much stuff you put in there, because this is huge. I'm hearing an echo right now, it's so huge. So just be aware that when you put stuff in here, you're probably going to lose it eventually if you keep piling stuff on top. But anyways, there's a big storage bin there. You do have a quick access storage pocket there. Now I'm not really sure what you would put up there on a long-term basis, because it does get really hot on the dashboard of on a vehicle. So not really sure what you would actually put up there. Even when you're driving, you know, the sun's going to be shining on it. So maybe you can tell me what you use that pocket for. A lot of vehicles have that storage pocket there. I just don't know what you would actually use it for. So you do have an auto dim rear view mirror. So right now it's kind of dimming now because the sensor is back here. So let me uncover up the sensor and watch it lighten up. And then I can cover it back up and watch it get dark. So it basically goes into night mode and day mode automatically based on the light that's that it's sensing. Up here, we've got some quick lights. We can turn a reading light on. We can turn all the lights on. We can make it to where the lights do not turn on when the door opens. And you got a light over here. Now this one has this massive dual pane panoramic sunroof up here. And that's what these buttons are for. There's your shade, and then there's your actual glass. So I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can see at this angle, but it has a massive sunroof. So I'm gonna just open up the shade so you can see it. It stops midway and then you can open it up all the way. Isn't that awesome? So you can really see the sky all the way across in this truck. And then the front part, the back part is fixed. The front part is like a sunroof in that you can, you can slide it all the way back and get some air. You can also tilt it like so and get some air flowing through there. And of course you can just close the shade completely if you just don't want any light shining in at all. Once again, it'll stop about halfway. But that is another impressive feature in this vehicle. All right, let's get a kind of a broad view here. Still getting a back massage, by the way, just in case you don't hear it. Alright, let's take a look at the view back there. The motor does have a little bit of noise to the massager, but man, is it worth it, because it really feels good, especially when it's hot. Like right now, I've got the cooled seat on, I'm just getting a massage. It's really awesome. So anyways, let me know what you think of the King Ranch trim level, and compared to the other trim levels. I really appreciate you watching the video, taking the time. There's lots and lots of features in this truck. It's really hard to go over every one of them. So if I've missed anything or if I made a mistake on anything, please let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate that, and I'm sure other people would as well. So, and thank you to Conway Ford for allowing me to show off this awesome truck. And I do not work for Conway Ford, so if you want to send me a tip to help me cover my expenses showing you these awesome cars, I'd really appreciate it. It really helps make all this possible. So thank you for watching. See you next time.